Salutations, our morbid maggots. Joker here, and welcome back to the Morbid Veil. Today we've got a real treat in store for you. Our first video to help count down the weeks until Halloween.
That's right, Jay. We're kicking off this Halloween countdown with our top 10 video games for this Halloween season.
Kicking us off at number 10, we have an all-time favorite here at the Morbid Veil, the wonderfully gruesome Friday the 13th. Similar to, but far better than Dead by Daylight, you have a group of camp counselors doing their very best to escape the terrifying Jason voice. Run through various movie-inspired maps to try and survive, searching for gasoline, car keys, working telephones, or even a motor for the boat at the docks. Anything to try and escape Camp Crystal Lake. Or listen to Mother and hunt down all those counselors having premarital sex. Choose from every Jason, including the not Jason, to hunt down and murder every counselor however you please. But if time runs out, then you just have to start again and make sure you at least kill the counselors that got away the first time.
Come to mommy, Jason. Come to mommy.
Swooping into number 9, we have Batman Arkham Knight.
Excuse me, sir. There's no smoking in here.
It's Halloween night, and Scarecrow has threatened the entire city. Don the cowl of the Caped Crusader and beat criminals to a bloodied pulp. Defeat the majority of Batman's infamous rogues gallery, from that pesky Firefly to the menacing Man-Bat. But don't let your Bat brutality go too far, or you may very well turn into the greatest nightmare that plagues Bruce Wayne's mind.
Hey, freak! Maybe you missed the news! Batman's dead!
That look don't scare us no more.
What the hell?
The look on your face when you saw him.
Smashing and tearing its way into number 8, we have Prototype 2. The first Prototype game started as a Spider-Man game, similar to Web of Shadows, but due to licensing complications, Activision couldn't finish it as a Spider-Man game. That's just fine, as Prototype, or rather Prototype 2, is a far better experience. Play as Sergeant James Heller, who lost his wife and daughter to the destructive virus, nicknamed the Mercer virus. Mutilate an entire city in your pursuit to become the apex predator, and destroy the organization responsible for this devastating outbreak. Gain unique, potent powers, from turning your arm into a bladed whip to summoning a pack of monsters to hunt down and destroy enemy targets. But you have to ask yourself, are you willing to consume millions in your pursuit of power and vengeance? Are you willing to tear families apart the same way yours was torn apart?
Okay, good night, Daddy. I love you. A woman was killed last night in Central Park by what eyewitnesses described as a walking corpse.
Don't worry. Daddy's coming home.
Creeping into number 7, we have Ravenous Devils.
My wife Hildred and I decided to move suddenly. She hurriedly packed our luggage, taking only what was strictly necessary. We cut a good deal buying this place near the river, which had previously been owned by a well-known barber in the town.
This macabre video game is set in the 19th century. You play as the husband and wife duo, Percival and Hildred, running their tailor shop and diner respectively. But the cost of meat and fabrics are so incredibly high that one cannot make a cent without taking drastic measures. Percival takes care of the day-to-day meat requirements for Hildred's diner, while also maintaining his own steady supply of unique and wonderfully hand-tailored garments. How is this done? Well, it's quite simple. During special measurements and fittings, Percival attacks his clients, strips them, drops them down the chute, cleans up the blood, then makes some wonderfully new clothing from their old garments. As for Hildred, she makes all manner of wonderful food, from rather filling meat pies to juicy sausages and savory steaks.
Well, great. Now my stomach's rumbling. You wouldn't happen to know Hildred's meat pie recipe, would you? I'm starving, and it just so happens I have some unwanted family members visiting for the week.
Fantastic people. I feel kind of sorry about killing them. We've decided to use an unusual ingredient in our specialties as a result of the insanely high meat prices, due to sheer hunger or simply because it tastes so delicious.
Falling into number 6, we have Saints Row Gat Out of Hell. Here you get to beat up demons, suck them into a heavenly vacuum cleaner, and of course, play ragdoll with the damned souls that should really be more careful crossing the roads. In this exciting video game, you play as Johnny Gat, a member of the Saints on a mission to rescue the beloved leader of his gang, who was kidnapped by none other than Satan himself. And why did Satan kidnap the boss? Oh, no reason. Just because he caused so much chaos and death on Earth, and Satan needs a husband for his daughter Jezebel. Oh, and did I mention that the boss also happens to be the former president of the United States of America? I know, right? If this guy can become president, then why can't I? Joker for President 2024. Make America crazy again.
Don't you mean great again?
No, of course not. I mean crazy. Remember when people were hoarding toilet paper because they thought it would save their asses? Oh, good times. Well, anyway, we'll get back to my campaign another day. In Gat Out of Hell, you get to blow everything up, kick Satan off your throne, collect the 7 deadly sin weapons, and of course, beat the hell out of this stupid purple cat in a lab coat.
Soon, Johnny was the new ruler of Hell.
Kinda pretty, isn't it?
Yeah, it kinda is.
Do you miss your friends?
Nah, I know they'll be down here in no time.
Sinking into the all-consuming madness of number 5, we have The Call of Cthulhu. This game is without a doubt one of the most terrifying games out there to play on Halloween. Based on the Lovecraft story of the same name, this game tests your own perception of the world, making you believe that you went through the door, when in fact you had never left your bedroom in the first place. And of course, it does have this one incredibly terrifying moment. Seriously, this level gave me nightmares for weeks. It took me forever before I figured out that I had to stab the painting with this magic dagger. Try out this menacingly horrific game inspired by the wonderful universe of Monsters and Madness by H.P. Lovecraft.
Munching on the minds of the future, we have Stubbs the Zombie in at number 4.
That's mighty unusual.
Why,
We may have a zombie on our hands.
This is without a doubt the best zombie game ever made, and no one can change my mind. Play as Stubbs, your friendly neighborhood brain muncher, with a case of unholy flatulence.
Stop hitting me! Why me? Why me?
Stumble around the city of Punch Bowl, Pennsylvania, fighting your way through armies of angry rednecks, cops with only a few bullets,
Anyone else out of bullets? Yep.
and of course the military, who think that zombies don't deserve to eat hot dogs.
Oh my goodness!
Get your hands off my weenie!
All of this in search of your one true love.
Oh, Eddie.
Cut loose and make everyone waft in that grotesque aroma of rotting intestines. Go bowling with your own head, or mind control some poor sucker into shooting his own buddies. Which makes so much sense because Stubbs can't pick up a gun, but he can if he's mind controlling someone else.
Mutilating hundreds at number 3, we have Carry On. In this Metroidvania-style video game, you play as this giant blood clot with teeth and eyes. Sort of. This is honestly what I think a sentient blood clot would actually look like. In Carry On, you play as a terrifying alien organism that escapes from Area 51, or some sort of underground military testing base. Solve a variety of puzzles that span across several levels, increase the size of your grotesque blood-covered hives, change your biomass to obtain unique powers, possess unsuspecting humans and make them shoot their own allies, and even take a big old bite out of some poor maintenance worker while he's trying to take a peaceful dump. Escape this strange human base by obtaining all the powers of John Carpenter's The Thing, and head out into the world where I hope we'll get a sequel. And once you're done with all of that, feel free to play the Christmas DLC, where you get to kill even more scientists, soldiers, and innocent office workers, but with Christmas lights hanging all around. And if you're lucky, you'll even get to eat some of them right under the mistletoe.
Cracking Skulls at number 2. We have my most favorite childhood video game of all time. Manhunt. This deliciously twisted video game was created specifically for psychopaths and sadists. In this formerly banned video game, you play as James Cash, a former inmate who was on death row for 3 years. He was supposed to die via lethal injection, but instead wakes up to find himself the star of a grotesque snuff film, being ordered around by a stranger known as the Director. As Cash, you slaughter your way through the gangs of Casa City, while the whole world thinks you're dead. My favorite part about this challenging game is how kills are performed. You sneak up on an unsuspecting enemy, and if you tap the attack button, you get a violent kill. But if you hold down the attack button, you get something worthy of a serial killer's wet dream. If you were anything like me growing up, and you got Manhunt before it was banned, then you probably found this game quite therapeutic.
I knew you'd be a natural.
Before we get to our number 1 spot, we have a few honorable mentions.
Danger on the water for shark hunters? Determined processors. Their boats laden with insurance and pathogens.
Hunters, be on the lookout. Look for the water. We got a shark that needs...
Not enough mana. You shall serve me well.
And 1 dishonorable mention.
What? How could you? Dead by Daylight's a wonderful game. Why don't you like it? Well, it's simple, you rotten crybabies. If you're going to kill someone, you don't hit them once, then slow down so you can wipe the blood off your knife before continuing the chase. Plus, if you hit someone 12 times over, they'll resemble chopped liver. Oh, and don't get me started on the fact that the killers are over 6 feet tall and move slower than Nana Harley with a dislocated hip.
Well said, but we need to get to our number 1 spot.
I never asked for the darkness. It chose me.
And finally filling the void of our number 1 spot, we have The Darkness 2. Without a doubt, one of the bloodiest, darkest, and most twisted games out there, The Darkness 2 is definitely a game anyone should play in celebration of Halloween. You're cast into the body of Jackie Estacado, a former hitman for the Franchetti crime family who gained godlike powers from a primordial entity known as the Darkness. After killing the Franchetti family and Uncle Polly, the man responsible for killing Jackie's one true love, Jackie became the new Dawn of the family. But he had to lock the wicked Darkness away. For a few years, the Darkness was imprisoned, with Jackie as both the prison and the warden, until the Brotherhood showed up, looking to kill Jackie and steal the Darkness for themselves. Now it's time to pick up the Darkness 2 and unleash the true power of the Darkness. Shoot, slash, impale, and mutilate everyone who stands in your way. The Brotherhood may have an army, but they're no more than fuel for your unholy power. Become the true god of the shadows and show the Brotherhood why you are the only one who deserves to control the darkness. Summon your lovable Darkling to get into hard-to-reach places, or just throw him at one of your enemies and watch him beat them to death. But didn't I mention the best option already? Mutilation.
As for the darkness, Jackie's kept it locked away for years. But it doesn't matter how hard he tries. No one can hold back the night. The darkness is back, and the only light in Jackie's world got snuffed out a long time ago. If he can't control this thing inside him, pretty soon there won't be anything left. Jackie will be nothing but an empty shell. And that's just how the darkness likes it.
We hope you enjoyed our list of our top 10 video games you should play this Halloween season. If you did, then please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and smash that bell icon to be notified of our future videos.
And let us know what your top 10 video games are for this Halloween, as well as any suggestions on what you think we should do for our next Halloween countdown video. Have a spooktacular rest of your week, everybody, and we'll see you all here next time on the Morbid Veil.